Jai Sripadikar Sri Sri Guru Gaurachandra Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Can you hear in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Can't hear. Maybe it needs more volume. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajaka Astu Terasata Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Paribrajaka Astu Terasata Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Hari Bol, welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class, Dandavat. Jai Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. We just returned from Govinda Mela. I would say most of our community went. And it was a really lovely festival. Very, very nice festival. Beautiful, especially for all of us, but especially for the younger group, the younger generation. Many beautiful programs and lots of wonderful association with each other and nourishment in many, many ways. So it was a wonderful program. Under the loving eye of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Saraswati Thakur and their Lordship, Sri Sri Guru Gauranga, Gandharva Giriraj, Giridharaju, and of course Giriraj, many Girirajs, oh so many things. Jai Shri Govinda Mela Ki Jai, and Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. So this is Chaitanya Charitamrita continuing here. We are reading the 6th chapter of the Antya Lila, Mahaprabhu meeting with Raghunath Das Goswami. And I'm going to go back a couple of verses that we already read to get ourselves reoriented. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakti Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakti Vrinda
Jai Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Ki Jai Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, I'm going to go back to verse number 300. Thus Raghunath Das began worshipping the stone from Govardhan, and as he worshipped, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, directly in the stone. Thinking of how he had received the Govardhan Shila directly from the hands of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das was always overflooded with ecstatic love. The amount of transcendental bliss that Raghunath Das enjoyed simply by offering water and tulsi is impossible to achieve, even if one worships the deity with 16 kinds of paraphernalia. So, because of the quality of the heart of Raghunath Das in his service, he's only worshipping with water and tulsi. He has no facility to do, but that the amount of joy that was reciprocated by Giriraj for that quality of divine seva cannot be found, even if one worships with so many different kinds of things. Very important point for us. E mata kata dina karena pujana tabe swarupa gosai tare kahila vachana. After Raghunath Das had thus worshipped the Govardhan Shila for some time, Swarup Damodar one day spoke to him as follows. Ashtakodira kaja shande shakara samarpana shraddha kari dile se amrutera sama. Offer the Govardhan Shila 8 kodis worth of first-class sweetmeats, known as kaja and shandesh. If you offer them with faith and love, they will be just like nectar. Of course, that nectar is the divine sweetness. Tabe ashtakodira kajakare samarpan Swarupa agyaya govinda tahakare samadang. Raghunath Das then began offering the costly sweetmeats known as gaja, which Govinda, following the order of Swarup Damodar, would supply. Raghunatha se shila mala jabe paila Gosanyira abhipraya e bhava karila. When Raghunath Das received from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the stone and the garland of conch shells, he could understand the Lord's intention. Thus he thought as follows. Shila diya gosai samarpila govardhane Kunjamala diya dila radhika charane. By offering me the Govardhan Shila, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has offered me a place near Govardhan Hill. And by offering me the garland of conch shells, he has offered me the shelter at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So this Kunjamala is the representative of Srimati Radharani. And so, by giving Raghunath Das the Govardhan Shila to worship, Mahaprabhu has given him that place of puja, of his divine puja, and the shelter at the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani.
What is a kundamala?
Do you have your microphone there? Gunjamala is a necklace of conch shells, of a small conch shells.
Could you please repeat that?
Sorry?
What is kundamala? Could you please repeat it? I didn't hear you.
Gunjamala is
Gunjamala.
a necklace of small conch shells.
And that is what Mahaprabhu gave
It's a
Raghunath.
deity form of Radharani.
And that is what Mahaprabhu gave to Raghunath
Yeah,
Das.
yeah, exactly. Anande Raghunatera Bhahya Vishmarana Kayamane Sevilena Gauranga Charana. Raghunath Das's transcendental bliss was boundless. Forgetting everything external, he served the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his body and mind. Ananta Guna Raghunatera Kekari Lekha Raghunatera Niyama Jena Pasanera Rekha. Who could list the unlimited transcendental Who could list the unlimited transcendental attributes of Raghunath Das? His strict regulative principles were exactly like lines on a stone. So how do you wash off the lines on a stone? They're deeply embedded. It is the part of the stone. And his regulative principles were an integral part of his divine nature. The words pasanera rekha are very significant. Raghunath Das Goswami followed the regulated principles so strictly and rigidly that they were compared to the lines of a stone. As such, lines cannot be erased at any time. So the regulated principles observed by Raghunath Das Goswami could not be changed under any circumstances. Sade sata prahara jaya kirtana smarane ahara nidra charidanda sehanahe kona dine. Raghunath Das spent more than 22 hours out of every 24 chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. He ate and slept for less than an hour and a half, and on some days that also was impossible. So he slept for 1.5 hours every day, and his sleeping was not in the mode of ignorance like our sleeping is, where we become completely insane and think that it's absolutely fine. And his chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra at every moment of every day cannot be imitated, because that is the real name. He's dancing in the sweetness of the real name, which is constantly, the name is dancing. So this is Lila. Whereas we are practicing regulative chanting for a certain number of time in every day. This is our practicing life. But if we try to follow, like we try to imitate those great devotees who are chanting on a completely, this is not practicing chanting, then we'll become crazy. So we're not trying to imitate these things, but we're worshiping that divine prospect and example. Vairagyera katatara adbhuta katana ajanmana dila jivaya rasara spashana. Topics concerning his renunciation are wonderful. Throughout his life, he never allowed his tongue any sense gratification. Chindakani kanta binana pare bashana savadane prabhura kaila agyara palana. He never touched anything to wear except a small torn cloth and a patchwork wrapper. Patchwork means the original understanding. It's just made out of different things sewn together, just to have a blanket. Thus he very rigidly executed the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All this kaja, and sandesh to Giriraj, and he is taking in those remnants. But that is not sense gratification. He's always relishing the sweetness of the prasadam of the Lord, meaning that the Lord may have been happy. To receive that is increasing his happiness. So these are all transcendental things. Actually, none of our gurus, and Srila Gurudev, liked so many different kinds of prasadam. But he's not living in the land of this jiva begam. Never. He's always dancing. Gurudev is always dancing. The principle of very rigidly carrying out the order of the spiritual master must be observed. The spiritual master gives different orders to different people. For example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami to preach, and he ordered Raghunath Das Goswami to strictly follow the rules and regulations of the renounced order. All 6 Goswamis strictly follow the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the principle for the progress in devotional service. After receiving an order from the spiritual master, one must strictly try to execute the order. That is the way of success. Maybe a smaller knife. Prabhu, I appreciate your service. I just was wondering if you could use maybe a less noisy implement, because everything gets picked up. So, after receiving an order from the spiritual master, one must strictly try to execute that order. Not that, okay, yay, I got this order, I got these beads. I'm never going to chant, and I'm not going to ever think about the order given to me. This is not going to be very helpful for us at all. Prana raksha lagi jeba karena bakshana taha kanya apadake kahe nirveda vachana. Whatever he ate was only to keep his body and soul together, and when he ate, he would reproach himself thus: Atmanam ched vijaniyat parangyana dutasaya simmichan kasyava hetor deham pushnati lampataha. If one's heart has been cleansed by perfect knowledge, and one has understood Krishna, the Supreme Brahman, then he gains everything. Why should such a person act like a debauchee by trying to maintain his material body very carefully. So even though he was completely renounced, I mean, we can't even actually conceive of the renunciation of Raghunath Das Goswami. And yet he's thinking, oh, I'm just like, I've received all this knowledge and still I'm just trying to take care of this body so carefully. And we see this example in the hearts and expressions of great devotees all the time. They're always reproaching themselves. But it is not, like some psychological problem.
Devi, what's the meaning of the word reproaching?
Reproach, meaning like a chastising. Oneself.
And what about the meaning of debauch? Debauch.
Debauch means unloyal, disloyal person who's going from one thing to another for his enjoyment.
So it's like you're calling someone that, or is
he's calling himself that.
Oh, okay.
He's calling himself a debauchee.
Oh, okay.
A debauchee means, it's generally used in the context of man-woman relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Just going from one to another, using everyone for himself or herself. It's very disgraceful in the material world, but Krishna's nature is like that, and it is very glorious. And Mahaprabhu is calling Lampato. He's calling Krishna Lampato. Said, oh my gosh, in the last of the Shikshastakam, Asli Shava Pararatam Pinashtimama Darshanam Marmahatam Karotiva Yatatava Viditatu Lampato Mat Prananatastu Saeva Na Paraha. You are this debauchee. You may embrace me, or you may trample me under your feet, or you may not even recognize me. But whatever you do, you are my only Lord. No one else is my Lord. So that's the original debauchee. But it is full nectar of divine, pure wonder and goodness. But if we imitate that, we will become very degraded. It is not good at all, behavior in this world. Atmanam ched vijaniya param jnana dutasaya kim michan kasya vahetor deham pushnati lampata. If one's heart has been cleansed by perfect knowledge, and one has understood Krishna, this is that verse. This verse was spoken by Narada to Yudhisthira Maharaj regarding a householder's liberation from material bondage. On the spiritual platform, one does not necessarily care for the body. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has said, Deha smriti nahi jar samsara bandhana kahantar. One who is spiritually situated does not think that he is the body. But we need to clarify that very well, because, Srila Prabhupada, of course, made so many arrangements for the devotees to have shelter and prasadam. And prasadam, Guru Maharaj said, we are not fasters, we are servers. So whatever is necessary for our service, we should take that, definitely. So we're not like renunciants on that platform. And again, this is Raghunath Das Goswami's very specific nature. Very specific nature. And he is the Acharya of Prayojan Tattva. Means he is showing by his own heart and example, he's in the world showing us by the arrangement of Mahaprabhu, what is the nature of that person who has achieved complete and utter love of Godhead. He's so disinterested in anything mundane. But there are others examples. Srila Saraswati Thakur, for example, Srila Guruma, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, very, very busy and doing whatever is necessary to keep that body in this condition, to do many things in the preaching field. So these are all different examples. But this is a particular example of Raghunath Das Goswami. And it's very wonderful for us to hear this.
Didi, is there any established list of different categories of Vaishnavas? Like for example, right now you have mentioned the renunciates.
Renunciates, yeah.
Also there are like the preachers, like Bhagavan Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur or
it's just different seva coming to different Vaishnavas in their nature. Mahaprabhu, like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, for example, prayed. See, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he appeared in this world, Vaishnavism had become, many degraded things and many degraded people were calling themselves Vaishnavas, and many degraded things were being done by them in the name of Vaishnavism. So when a Vaishnava would come to the door begging, they would be, there's a Vaishnava at the door, just give him some rice and send him away. And so Bhaktivinoda Thakur re-established what is Vaishnavism. That was necessary for him at that time, and he came to do that seva. And then he prayed that someone will come who will distribute this pure conception of Vaishnavism far and wide, all over the world actually. And Srila Saraswati Thakur came to do that. And Srila Guru Maharaj said that Saraswati Thakur is an eternal Parshad of Mahaprabhu. Saraswati Thakur always comes when Mahaprabhu comes. Maybe a little later, but he always comes to distribute the pure conception of Mahaprabhu. So there's just different seva, different natures in different seva. But Srila Saraswati Thakur was very renounced. And Guru Maharaj, they're very renounced. But renounced can come in different forms. I'll just tell one story. When the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur went to Vrindavan with many of his followers, his disciples, including Srila Guru Maharaj, he was speaking so many things, and they were doing many things, especially Upadesamrta. Speaking about Upadesamrta right on the banks of Radhakund and Shamakund. Anyways, there was one man, like a local Brahmin guy, just a local, born in a family of Brahmins. And he said, that Raghunath Das Goswami, but he was a devotee, but he was not born in a Brahmin family, so we could give our blessings to Raghunath Das Goswami. And hearing this, Srila Saraswati Thakur began fasting. He said, I've come here to preach the glories of Mahaprabhu and his divine followers. And if I can hear this as a preacher, as an acharya, then and tolerate that, then I'm worth nothing. So he began fasting, and of course they all began fasting. But it was no problem for him he just immediately began fasting. So although he's taking prasadam every day, in another circumstance he would gladly fast. Do you see what I mean? All of these things are his renunciation. He takes prasadam in renunciation. He fasts in renunciation. And eventually someone came to that man and said, do you realize what you've done by your pronouncement like that? And then that Brahmin came to Saraswati Thakur and bowed down and said, oh, I'm just so foolish. I just said some stupid thing. Please forgive me. Of course, Raghunath Das Goswami is the guru of the whole world, whole universe. Please. And then he began taking prasadam again.
Can I ask a question? I don't know if this will make sense, but is it possible to live the Grihastha life, but also like be like living a renounced life? Is that possible?
Yeah, because our practice is yukta vairagya, meaning vairagya means renunciation, and yukta vairagya means taking everything which is necessary for service. And yeah, so whatever is necessary, we do. And what is not necessary, if we don't give it up, it will become a very great burden to us. And we all know that, right? When you have more than necessary, it's like you become a slave to that thing. And so yukta vairagya is the principle in devotional life. And for Raghunath Das Goswami's, what Mahaprabhu wanted, Raghunath Das Goswami was fully surrendered to Mahaprabhu. And that behavior of Mahaprabhu of Raghunath Das Goswami was very pleasing to Mahaprabhu. But someone else is not doing that, and also very pleasing to Mahaprabhu. But Raghunath Das Goswami is not comparable to most. Every devotee is worshipping Raghunath Das Goswami. So all these, there's so much variety. And as Guru, we just heard from Srila Prabhupada, he wrote in the Renunciation, the spiritual master gives different orders to different people. So it's not all the same. And anything can change also. But we just have to be diligently watching our own, being diligent in judging our own progress also, like, and seeing what am I doing that is unfavorable, taking up too much of my time. Did you have a question, Prabhu? I thought.
What is yukta vairagya?
So yukta vairagya just means that. It means in a spirit of non-possessiveness, we are taking what is necessary for our progress and for our service.
How do you spell yukta vairagya?
Y-U-K-T-A, T, Y-U-K-T-A, and then V-A-I-R-A. V-A-I-R-A-G-Y-A.
For some reason I understood it, te.
Oh, is that?
When you say te instead of te. Yukta vairagya, so that means state of renunciation, right?
Well, it means accepting everything favorable for service, but in a spirit of non-possessiveness.
So
it is for service that I'm accepting this. That's the kind of renunciation. So renunciation of egocentric accepting. And at a certain stage, something may be necessary, and later on be very unnecessary. Guru Maharaj said, what we are accepting today, we may hatefully reject tomorrow, because it has become actually an impediment, where before it was very helpful. So it's difficult to always judge what is necessary for someone. It may be different than what is necessary for me.
So when we hear about our gurus and our saints and everything, like if they're fasting or if they're being beggars, like they'll only take like the prasadam or the food stuff that is necessary to like continue on, and like they won't take any more. Is that kind of like that?
What was the question?
Like when we hear like our like the pastimes and stuff like of our saints and like our gurus, and like if they're like begging and like they're like what they're like the food stuff that they're given, that's all that they'll take.
Oh, you see, that is coming from a particular plane of realization.
Okay.
And again, we're never encouraged to imitate that because it will be imitation. That genuine thing, like, Raghunath Das Goswami again is only sleeping 1.5 hours a night. And Krishnadas Kaviraj said sometimes that was not possible. And if we do that, we're going to become loopy. He's living in another plane of existence that we are worshipping. We really are worshipping that. We are worshipping Ragapat. We're worshipping the Ragamarg. But we are not, Puja la Ragapata Gaurava. We're worshipping puja, means we're worshipping that spontaneous love. And we are engaged in kirtan and trying to go on, following the particular recommendations for someone in my position. Very important. Because I've known devotees who just suddenly left and got a little hut in Vrindavan and just chanted all day, and they did not do very well. It's not recommended at all for us to do that. And someone may come to that stage. That is almost definitely possible. But we have to know who we are.
Didi, can I open a melon? Another melon that is related to...
A melon?
A melon. Maybe that's an Spanish
M-E-L-O-N?
expression.
Oh, offer a melon?
No, that means like open another topic
Open
of
a
conversation.
Can of worms.
Another topic?
Yeah, that is related to imitation.
Oh, okay, sure.
Question. I was reading the Sermons of the Garden of Devotion of Srila Guru Maharaj. And this devotee asked a very important question to Srila Guru Maharaj. He asked, we are asked to follow this path of Krishna consciousness, like the regulations, the service, and a certain mood.
Yeah.
But when we are just getting started, we cannot really follow. So we are actually imitating because we're not in that mood yet. So the question of the devotee is, how can we differentiate, see the difference between imitation and actually following it?
Oh, yeah. Because imitation will be going to a higher, like Srila Guru Maharaj said, don't pick the fruit when it isn't ripe yet. When the fruit is ripe, then you can pick it. So we can't imitate some external thing, which in the great souls is a manifestation of an internal thing. For us it will be external, just like, he does this, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm a great devotee. It's not like that. What they are doing externally is a manifestation of an internal treasure. So that's imitation. But when the guru says, practice this, in a sense you could say it's imitation, because we're not. But that practice will purify us. So there's a difference between practice and imitation. So you can say we're chanting the holy name, but can we chant the name? Can I make the name with my mouth? make the infinite, eternal, absolute, sweet, divine Lord with my mouth? That's not possible. But I'm doing that because of the instruction of my Guru. And by the power of that instruction, many things can happen. So, and the seed that has been planted in my heart, that can fructify through obeying his instruction. So even though this is not, you could say, the holy name, but it is bona fide. It is an acceptable practice and potent when, of course, mixed with Sharanagati. So that's a very big difference. You can see it.
Srila Guru Maharaj advises that when we practice, we do it with sincerity.
Yeah.
Could you give us an example of how we can perform our daily duties, seva duties, in a sincere way?
Be really prayerful. I mean, I can just give some advice. I mean, really prayerful. Because we know that the mind is always hesitating. When we are approaching any kind of work in the mood of what I'm going to get out of it, you know, then we go, oh, I don't like this, I'm not getting anything out of it. Or I don't want to do that, this is not this or that. But when we're approaching in the mood of service and sincerity, that my Lord, you're so kindly giving me something to do for you, something to contribute to your Harinam Sankirtan movement, then let me do this with all my might. Guru Maharaj said, do it with all your might and main. Do it. Do it nicely and properly. And other services may come. But we want to live in the descending world. We want to live in the world of what is coming down to us. And the mind will have, say, no, because we're used to going, am I really enjoying myself here? Am I getting what I want? Nobody's giving me any money, and actually I did so much and nobody even said anything to praise me. Well, I'm just giving examples of everybody's mind, my mind, anyone's mind can go to that, because this is the way we approach things in the material plane. So we are trying to completely change that. And those very circumstances which in materialistic life would put us off, those very circumstances will purify our hearts, because they're arranged by the Lord. And they will take out all that junk, all those nasty motives. They will purify us. That very thing, which is just anathema in the mundane plane, just the thing we don't want, the very thing I don't like, those very things I don't like have come to purify me of prejudice. So we must take everything in the mood of Sharanagati. We have to. Because it is coming for our good. And if I don't surrender to that, then where is my progress?
I sit there. Sometimes I'll have the thought of like if I'm doing service and I'm like, do I really like what I'm doing right now? Like I'll have that thought, or what am I doing? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's not for me. It's for Gurudev. It's for Guru Maharaj. It's for my Gurudev.
That's wonderful, then, yeah. That's really sweet.
It's understanding like we're another step in the function of something greater. And
Wonderful.
It's good to think of it like that, like to have that sincerity, to understand that we're helping and assisting so many different bodies, so many different souls, we're contributing to something greater than us. Like it doesn't matter if we like it or not. Like we've chosen this path, and whether we're having a hard time, the sincerity to understand that like this is this is contributing something is like a good like reminder of like, doesn't matter if I want to be here or not, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's
really a wonderful thing. And I was really happy to hear that kind of mood. And this is association, you know, where Guru Maharaj says we are going to the divine plane as a group. And one day I'm feeling discouraged and you're coming to my aid. And another day you will be discouraged and I will come to your aid. And in this way, whatever treasure is in the heart of our fellow traveler, we will get so much benefit from that. And then maybe they will also get some benefit from something that maybe the Lord is, you know, showing from giving to, that maybe I've gotten, by the grace of Gurudev, something that I may also be able to share. There's no way to make progress alone. Don't even think about it. It's never going to happen. We really need to be with other devotees, always. And it's, you know, you go to these nice festivals and you get so much, you know, you meet so many different devotees, right? And Gurudev really liked those festivals. And also, you'll learn something else by staying back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like a lot of devotees, including myself, like when we go to those festivals, we always come back with some like new inspiration, new motivation, like new point of view on things, and it just,
yeah,
extremely beneficial.
It's really lovely. Haribol. All right, so we will continue to read the glories of Raghunath Das Goswami tomorrow. We have to depend on Krishna. He will remove everything from us, which is it's like attaching thorns to our bodies and thinking, oh, I'm enjoying myself so much. And the Lord is removing those by our circumstances. But more than that, it is all for Him. We're not looking for mukti. We're trying to get out of the suffering. That suffering is ultimately whatever is not favorable for Him, for His service. Because reality is for Him. What else is it going to be for? Non-reality? And He is reality. But more than that, He's supremely sweet, supremely wonderful, and we want to fall in love with the personality of Godhead. Guru Maharaj said, become a lover of reality and just give everything. I mean, it will be natural. When we come in touch, actual touch with Bhagavan, we know Bhagavan means that person whom, by the slightest touch, we will want to give everything. We will want to. It won't be enough. Everything won't be enough. How sweet is that? Guru Maharaj said an autocrat, a real autocrat, is someone who captures your heart. And a fake autocrat is one who's controlling through threats.
He captures your wallet and your money.
Copy.
Your fear.
He's an autocrat, meaning he rules by fear. But the real autocrat, he rules by love. And you cannot not love him. All right, let's read. We can just go through our Upadesamrta verses. What we're chanting in the beginning of the second part of our class, which is going to be a little short today because we had so many nice questions. But we're just chanting the Sri Upadesamrta. We've made copies if anyone would like, I mean, they're online. Honestly, you can find them.
Didi, can I ask a quick question?
Uh-huh.
You know the old yellow kirtan books that we used to have? Do we have any more? Okay.
The old yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a whole box of them in the basement. I mean, our basement is not like some gnarly little place. It's
No,
a
it's not.
nice
Still
place.
beautiful.
So I should just say downstairs. But respectfully, we have all his books down there. Yeah, you can take them.
I would love one.
Yeah, take them, give them to friends. I mean, they're beautiful. I really love those books. But these ones have more songs in them than we didn't have before. So let's start. We're all memorizing these verses. They're extremely beautiful and extremely important. And as we remember today, Srila Saraswati Thakur on the banks, on that little strip of land between Radha Kund and Shyamakund, speaking to his exalted disciples. He's speaking about Upadesamrta. He's not speaking about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and all those things. He's speaking about Upadesamrta. So how important is it? So let's just chant up to, we almost finished. Today I'll finish the purport of Srila Guru Maharaj, given here from different talks of Guru Maharaj actually. And it's only a few more paragraphs, so we can chant through this verse 7 and we'll finish this purport today, and then we'll go to verse 8. Oh, we did finish it.
Yeah, we barely started verse 8 the last time.
Oh, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just go ahead and chant. Vajo vegam manasakroda vegam jiva vegam udarapasta vegam etam vegam yovishahe tatira sarvam apimam prativim sasisya atyahara prayasascha prajapo niyamagraha janasangascha lodyam cha sabir bhakti abhinashati utsahan nischayadharya tattad karma pravartana sangatyaga sato vrite sadbir bhakti prasichati. Then 4 tadati pratigrahnati guhyam makyati pichati bhunkte pojayate chaiva sadvidam vitilakshanam. Of course, the first one is the
first one,
urge,
the
6 urges, and the second one, the 6 qualities which
destroy.
destroy.
Not 6 qualities, 6 faults.
The 6 faults or bad qualities,
Bad
you could
qualities.
say, which destroy devotion. And the third is the 6
Qualities.
which nourish devotion.
Nourish devotion.
And now number 4, the 6 exchanges of affection between the devotees. And number 5, Krishneti asya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranatibhischa bhajantam isham shushushaya bhajana vigyamananya manya nindari shunya hitam ipshita shangalabhya. And these are the same 6.
The 6 different gradations, well, not 6, like the different gradations of relationships with those who chant the holy names.
Yes. So from our point of view, what is my relationship with those 6 different types of persons? Well, there's 3 different types of persons actually, who are chanting the holy name. Dishdai svabhava janite vapushascha doshe na prakritatvam miha bhakta janasya pasyet gangam vasana khalu budbuddha pena panke brahmadravadvam apagachati niradharma. If you go through these verses and go through the word for word meanings and just write them with the words that they mean, it really brings the meaning of the words to life. So this is, what is this verse about, Ananya?
To not consider this world mundane.
Yeah, just like when you go to the Ganga, you may see bubbles, mud, foam, many things, but the divine current of the Ganga is never altered by those things. And apagachati, that word means loss. It doesn't lose. It doesn't lose its Brahma Davatvam, that quality of divine substance is not lost that way. So, in the same way, the Vaishnava so many things are there, but that doesn't affect his divine position. And number 7, Syat Krishna Nama Charitari Sitapya Vidya Pito Patapta Rasanasya Anarochikanu Kinvadaran Anudinam Kalu Shaiva Jushta Swadvikramad Bhavati Tad Gadamulahantri. And then this whole very, very big section on Srila Guru Maharaj's excerpts from his talks, which give illumination to this verse. Very big section is about the fact that the holy name may not be relishable to us now, but that is because we are diseased. The name is relishable. The name is the essence of sweetness. So why am I not desiring to chant the holy name? Because I am the disease. Okay, then we can just chant number 8 now. And take time every day to try to memorize these verses. You can even, on your phone record them. In the car you can put them on, hearing them over and over again. You'll remember them, just like we remember so many songs and so many things. Tannama rupa charitari sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishtam brajeta anuragi jananugami kalam nayera kilam ityupadesha saram. Engage the tongue and mind in the gradual process of chanting and remembering Krishna's names, forms, pastimes, and so on. Reside in Braja and spend all your time as a follower of those who have deep attachment to Krishna. This is the essence of all instructions. This is practical. And we will hear much more about this now in the next few weeks to come, or days, or whatever, however long it takes to read the insights of Srila Guru Maharaj, giving us insights into what it means to reside in Braja and so forth. We're not all packing our bags and going to live in Vrindavan. Guru Maharaj said we must understand that Vrindavan he says that it is a place of consciousness. Guru Maharaj said, I say it, that Braja can be seen everywhere. But of course, there is a special manifestation which is possible for our senses to identify. And that is also very wonderful, very wonderful. But for the great Vaishnava, he's always living in Vrindavan. He doesn't leave Vrindavan. So we will try to understand something about this by hearing, chanting, remembering. There is a possibility of having some conception that Vrindavan can show herself to us at any time. So many things are there. So, Jai Sri Sri Upadesamrta ki Jai, Sri Rupa Goswami Pad ki Jai, Jai Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai.
Didi, you're not going to read Upadesamrita anymore today?
No.
You're done?
Yeah.
Well, Kalki Kyo is very happy that the classes are back. He feels, very excited to be here. And he has many questions, but there's a couple very interesting ones. And he just asked another question. Let me see.
Wonderful. Maybe the last, if there are questions, maybe we should just have a question time of the class.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, no? And then there's no questions that we can continue.
All right.
All right.
So,
but one question let's do today, and tomorrow we'll take more time.
Okay, so he has a hard question. He describes it as a hard question. Besides a record and society, what exactly is Krishna consciousness and how to be it? Please.
Besides a what?
Besides a record and society.
Record? R-E-C-O-R-D. Oh, besides a record?
And society. What exactly is Krishna consciousness and how to be it?
Yeah, that's every day when we're reading all of these things, discussing all of these things, it really is answering that question. It's a gradual thing to understand what Krishna consciousness is. But it may surprise everyone to know. I mean, because we are not living in the plane of consciousness, we're living in the plane of perception through the senses, which is like practically being in isolation. Really, when we start realizing what a prison we're in, we're in this bag of goo that's being held up by some bones, and it's got some holes in it by which we are perceiving things. It's like, no thank you. You couldn't give me a billion, trillion, anything to do that. Oh wait, that is my situation. To be clear. But because we've detained human consciousness, we have a possibility of stepping back from that circumstance and finding out who we are. And if we don't do that with human life, Guru Maharaj says it is a tragedy. It's a tragedy to come to human consciousness and not pursue spiritual life. How many living beings are there? So many. So, Krishna consciousness is about consciousness. It's about awakening myself to the fact that I am a conscious being, and what I am conscious of, there is the abscissa. There is the point of free will. There is where free will lies. Otherwise, our free will is all messed up with so many prejudices and karma and so many things. It's practically imperceivable. But in human life, we can actually come to the point where free will has its play. And that means to remember that the Lord is the cause of everything. He is sweet beyond belief. And that my relationship with the whole of reality is with Him. Nothing can happen outside of Him. And we should not try to manipulate matter to make something happen outside of His will. We must be aware of how things are going, is how He wants it to go, and I may try to offer my service and offer to do what I think is good for His service, and then see how that comes is His reciprocation to maybe make me move in another way, or to make Jai Mahaprabhu Jai Giriraj Jai Gurudev. So we are learning how to dance in the waves of divine will. This is what Krishna consciousness is. And when you think about it, what else would it be? How can we be conscious of Krishna without knowing who He is? He's Sarva Karna Karna. He's the cause of every cause. There's nothing that can happen outside of His will. So we are coming into flexibility, not the external flexibility that yoga has become, but the internal flexibility that I'm for you, so make me dance.
Beautiful, Titi.
Jai.
Kyo, he says, prison, never been there and don't hope to go.
What was that?
He says, prison, never been there and don't hope to go.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the prison of material consciousness. It's just,
We're already here.
yeah, being swatted around by material desires that are nothing but torment. And then we get a little something and then we think, yeah, man, I got it going on.
I got it going. Oh, and he is asking one short closed question. Does Swami Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj says hi?
Jai.
What?
Janardhan Maharaj says hi.
Hi. No, he's asking if Janardhan Maharaj say hi.
You'd have to ask the SoCal devotees. He's not here.
Oh, are you asking me to say hi to Janardhan Maharaj?
No.
He's asking if he
He
is
said-
saying hi.
Could ask Srimati Sri Lekha Devi Dasi Didi for me. Does Swami Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj say hi?
I'm not sure what you mean, Prabhu, but we can talk about this tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah, I'm
good.
not quite clear on that question.
That would be good. Me neither.
I don't know if he says hi or not. I can't remember if I ever heard him say that. I mean, I don't know if that's the question, but no problem. We've actually kind of run out of time, so we will. Gaur Chandra Ju ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Giraj Govardhan Ju ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Paribrajakaacharya Stotersita Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Paribrajakaacharya Stotersita Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai. Chaitanya Saraswati Madhacharya Vrinda ki jai. Sannyasi Vrinda ki jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shri Sad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath. Sorry, Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai. Jai Chaitanya Saraswati Mat ki jai. Tariya Saka Mat ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Mission ki jai. Kol Kartal ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala ki jai. Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Shai Srimati Tulsi Devi ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi
Hari Bol. Srimati Sri Lekha Devi Dasi Didi ki
Jai
jai.
ki jai.
So besides Hugo, Dayal Govinda Prabhu is here too, offering his Dandavat from Morelia, Mexico.